The former Formula One driver David Coulthard is back in the country for a second Formula One show run on our shores after the first one was in the streets of Cape Town, and Sunday will be the turn of Sandton on Katherine Street. My colleague Tando Mqoli caught up with Coulthard to talk about some of the activity that has been happening on the grid, with some key personnel moving to key rivals and the growing interest in Formula One show runs around the world.
Looking at Formula One in its current state, both on the drivers and also in technical personnel, there's a lot of changes happening. That must be encouraging from you, from someone who's working close with the sport, where you're seeing so much change, you're seeing so much quality talent moving from one team to another. You're seeing top drivers competing for the titles. You're seeing names that we never saw in the past. That must be encouraging for you.
Yeah, of course. At Formula One, I was lucky enough to be a driver for 15 seasons, so I know how incredible it is to operate at that level with the way the teams are. You know, it's not a one-make championship. You're part of designing and developing solutions that, if it's new tech, then eventually can find its way into the automotive industry. So, you know, it's pretty fun to be part of affecting change like that, as well as the wheel-to-wheel racing element. So, you know, I'd love every driver to get the chance to experience that. That said, I think that some drivers stay longer than their talent is delivering. And, you know, I often use the quote from a Jerry Maguire movie with Tom Cruise, where they say, "This isn't show friends, this is show business." And sport, I think, is that very much. It's not having someone in a Formula One car because they're really nice or they've got a good personality. It's a stopwatch competition. You know, can they deliver a lap time? Can they get a race result? And the reason why I stopped racing is not because I didn't love Formula One, but I wasn't able to deliver that anymore. And if I can recognise that, I'm always a little bit surprised when other drivers don't recognise that they're not able to deliver the performance, because the stopwatch doesn't lie. The sands of time are not negotiable. They're factual. And therefore, I think that, you know, people should get their chance. And if they deliver, fantastic, let's celebrate that talent. If they're not delivering, they should be the first to put their hand up and say, "Hey, I've had my moment. It's time to move on." Because it's always uncomfortable, isn't it, when you watch drivers hanging around, not performing, and everybody making excuses for them because they like them. But as I say, it's not a friends competition. It's a stopwatch competition.
Lastly, David, you've been to Cape Town. You've seen the coastal side of motorsport in South Africa. What are you expecting in Joburg? Because there's a history of motorsport here. There's a very rich culture of people who love motorsport in different forms.
Yeah, I absolutely. I think, having been to Joburg before and experienced the city, then I'm expecting, like we've seen all the various other events we've done, a really positive reaction, a fan base that are prepared to, you know, travel to come to the event, even if it's not on their street. And I'm expecting it to be a wonderful South African, you know, warm and exciting event. You know, and that's one of the privileges for me, that I get to experience all these different cultures around the world, whilst ultimately still doing what I've been doing for a long time, which is sitting behind the steering wheel of a Formula One car.
Thank you very much, David. We'll see you in Joburg.
Thank you. Look forward to it.